Alright, hopefully a quick-ish video response to the Amazing Atheist, the little Amazing Wastieist video. Been a little while. Yeah, I really don't watch his videos anymore, so, hard to do an Amazing Wastieist video when you don't watch them. But anyway, somebody pointed out in the comments or something that he referenced me in the part 2 of his answering the questions video. Yeah, and it was at the very end. And, yeah, it wasn't much of a comment. But anyway, I did find that curious was the line right before he started talking about me, so I'll include that in this video. This was sort of curious.
Other people's points of view, but he has no interest whatsoever in actually learning anything. He is an intellectual void from which nothing intelligent can escape. He's such
yeah, it just sounded a little bit like you, DJ. What do you learn from anybody? I always love that part. People always spouting this learning shit from me. Like, everybody's supposed to be on YouTube to learn something. No, I think the assholes talking think they have an opinion, and the only thing they should learn, the only time they should learn something is when somebody pones their ass, and they get it shoved up their ass.
a succulent little target, and I think that it's a good thing we have him back. You know, it's just a happy day for the atheist community and a sad day for Christianity.
Yeah, well, anyway, he's talking about Venom Fang X. But frankly, the same could be said for you, TJ. You've never been part of the community, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, you've had a few arguments with Venom Fang X and Jesus Freak and, I don't know, Gear Up and maybe even Yoke Up, I don't know. But you've never been part of any real debate within the philosophy end of the atheist community. It's just, once in a while you'll touch on a subject like free will or something, but it'll be cursory and unpointed and, like I said, not non-participation. You really haven't participated in a meaningful way. So what exactly what's your contribution intellectually? I mean, really, where is it? Where's the list of, hey, if TJ never brought up that subject, we never would have realized. Pedophilia, date rape, giving the elites a different justice system. what's the great philosophical shit that TJ's whatever contributed?
Think of Gary, aka DoNotGod, aka Amendum. And do you agree with some of his views on life? And if so, which ones?
I don't really know too much about Gary's point of view.
Oh, that's just so fucking silly. But whatever, fine. I would imagine you don't. I imagine you don't watch 1/10 of my videos. Like I said, you don't give a shit about any of this philosophical shit because you've already concluded you're the center of the universe. These bugs that are walking around calling themselves humans exist to serve you. And so what do you need philosophy for? You've got that part figured out for yourself.
Every time I've ever watched his videos, I've never really seen a point discussed. It's always just anger, yelling.
Yeah, I'd really like you to quote somewhere where there's no point being discussed, where you just take a hunk of the angry yelling stuff and there's not a point being discussed. I mean, that's just bullshit. And you made your the first 5,000 Amazing Atheist videos were a big fucking angry guy bobbing back and forth, ranting and raving. So what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, what the hypocrisy. Now that you're doing your little Fred thing, your little, I don't know, big fat ugly community channel thing, whatever you want to call it. Well, you got a whole different standard on looking at viewing the world and the universe. Now that you little beep out your little naughty words. Oh, come on, it's pitiful.
Tries to elevate misanthropy to a philosophy. It's not.
Oh, this is always such a cheap argument. There's no fucking way to have a philosophy where you recognize a horror or a problem. If you live through the Holocaust, let's say, you're there, you watch it happen, you watch your fucking relatives get dragged off, you see them getting shot in the fucking head, you watch all this kind of crap, you're not going to just walk away and say, man, life is so charming. I love the color red as it pours down into the gutter in the street and goes down the sewer. Maybe I can get Polanski to do a film about it. It's so artistically beautiful. Now that's not going to be your impression. Your impression is going to be, man, life is really hard. This is a bitch. I mean, all you have to do is read that that book by the girl in the friggin' attic thing. You read some of that shit and you're going to get pretty misanthropid, Go spend some time working, volunteering in a nursing home, TJ, and you're going to get a little misanthropied. And, you know, the fact is that you can't see the rest of the universe, all right, as a feeling, sensitive, needing thing. The future's irrelevant to you. All that matters is the present and what you can glutton on, what trough is in front of you and what kind of yummies are in the trough. So it's just silly for you to even... You can't comment on a real human emotion because you never had one that didn't go through the TJ filter.
It's a personal feeling. He's bitter and hateful towards everyone, and he tries to make out like it's for some supreme, sublime, and...
Well, it's just such a crock of shit, you know? I mean, hey, people want to be around me. People, I get invites all the time. People want me to come to dinner and shit. People like me, TJ, alright? And they wouldn't like me if I was some sort of depressive, oppressive force. That's just a pile of shit, alright? I philosophically understand what evolution, the consequences of it. And the consequences are there's lots of little Frankensteins running around doing all kinds of Frankenstein shit. And I would be an asshole to just sit around and say, I don't care how many little cute blondie girls get thrown in the pond. And just pretend it's all good and it's all fun. This is not all good and it's not all fun, and there's a big fat juicy price paid for this shit. Just so you assholes can say, well, let's, the Holocaust is worth it as long as we got some good film of it. It's okay. Snuff films are okay. It's only one dead woman. Just think how many horny men it makes happy. Crazy, insane, psychotic horny men.
Important reason, but really it's just because he's a loser.
Wow, gee, that was kind of cheap. But whatever, I'm proud to be that described as such by somebody who has such contempt for the suffering of others in the world. And you do have that contempt. Whatever has happened to you to warp your psychology, and I think you're more evidence of a warped psychology than me. You went through some shit in your childhood, and apparently it's turned you into a sadist and a masochist. And so you live for the thrill of the pain. You wallow in it. And so that's your psychology. But let's not pretend, number one, that that's normal psychology or healthy psychology or any of these other generic terms we can use for something that's preferable. It's not preferable psychology not to give a damn and to be completely self-obsessed. But whatever, like I said, to be called a loser by you is really a compliment. And apparently you're not a loser anymore, which I think is kind of funny. But you used to sort of be a loser. But now that you're successfully picking your nose for money, eating slop for money and begging for money, everything's all good, and you can afford to, clean up your beard so it looks kind of like your nutsack probably. Great, fantastic, TJ. I'm glad everything's working out for you. But man, it is a little petty. I mean, really. So you've described what you are now as a winner. You're basically, you're like a trick animal in a zoo. You're perform any way the audience says perform. Please do this, TJ, and you'll do it because they'll pay you to do it. Even making this video, you cut into 3 parts. Shall I calculate that the reason was that 3 times as much money? Yeah, gee, that's hard to figure out. You've reached your goal. You've always said money was the most important thing in the world to you. And yes, the least important thing in the world to me. So, whatever. I mean, fuck you. Really cheap, superficial commentary. But that's all your commentary is cheap and superficial. None of it has any practical meaning. We're not going to change our justice system and write some clause in there that says, well, if somebody makes a beautiful movie that makes everybody cry a little bit, it's okay if they cut their wife's head off. I mean, it's just silly. It's just silly. It's just nonsense. I mean, maybe if we did that provision for somebody who cures cancer, but really, I mean, your obsession with these art crap, like Polanski's made some huge, gigantic, meaningful contribution that the whole face of the planet Earth would look entirely different if fucking Polanski didn't exist. You know how preposterously stupid that is? I mean, there probably wouldn't be about 3 or 4 mosquitoes out of place if Polanski never existed. We could, this is just more evidence of how we're just gluttons. It's like making a distinction between a 63-inch television and a 64-inch television. I mean, good luck with that, you silly person. So, anyway, enough of a video. No point in dragging it out. But yeah, it's been a while. I haven't done an amazing Wastieist video in a while. Timer's just about to go off anyway, so I guess I'm about 10 minutes in. So anyway, yeah, I really can't do an amazing Wastieist video unless I watch his videos, and I just don't do that anymore. So anyway, just my defense of myself video.